Okay, so today it's the N Montgomery, New Orleans, and Pensacola Division, and this is the proud owner, Mr. Mike Walsdorf. This railroad's been under construction. We think we did one short video on this, or have posted a few things for a very long time. Well, we're getting ready to operate. This is the JMRI layout editor control panel, and this is New Orleans down here, and this is Formaton, Alabama, which is the end of the division, and we will run trains across the railroad. This is 1955. Okay, we are going to be running a Pacific time frame here, so we can do a lot of things that still occurred on the railroad at that time. So we'll take a trip around here and see this beautiful railroad.
Cleaned it up.
Well, it's irrelevant. So the general looking here on the room, this is on a second story on a house. The room was put in for the purposes of the railroad, and you come up the steps. The idea eventually is this dispatcher's panel will go downstairs, so he's away from the thing. So this is the general layout of the room. I guess we need to cover the certain points that we'll cover. That Y is turn out an interesting aspect here. We raised the legs for the Y, and this is a necessary evil here, and this is New Orleans. Okay, this is New Orleans. I understand it's under construction. The terminal in New Orleans was at the foot of Canal Street. If you're familiar with New Orleans today, it's exactly where the aquarium is. So this is the general layout of the room, and we'll start back here at the beginning, and we'll shoot that. So this is technically the beginning and the end of the railroad. Okay, top is the end. The bottom down here is the beginning. This will be a staging yard for the coming out, and you go into New Orleans. So you stage the trains back here, and then you move out. Now,
top staging is a loop.
Yeah. So you come out here, and then you go to New Orleans. Okay. So I guess we should have moved on. This will be substantial here. How many passenger trains did they run out of New Orleans a day?
Oh, bunch.
Yeah. Hummingbird,
Piedmont.
Yeah, they had a bunch of trains they ran.
Secondary trains.
And they had the Coast commuter train, which I actually rode. So you come around here and you come out of New Orleans, and this is where actually the CTC system starts. Well, actually it's ABS, because they never had CTC on this line until it became somebody else's line. And you come past behind the computer screen, and you come over here, and this is the world famous Chef Mentor. Okay, and you come down through Chef Mentor, and we come to the Pearl River Bridge. Looks like we're getting ready to do some scenery work here. Or is this the scenery work holding area?
Holding area.
And then we come to South Claiborne. That's the siding. And you move on around to North Claiborne. Now, we used NCE here, and he's cheating with phone jacks, okay? Instead of using UPT panels. Okay, and we come around to South Lakeshore. Now, I guess you'd have to know this layout and so forth, but Lakeshore and the next one, Claremont Harbor, are places that I spent quite a bit of time with a man in his boat, because you're getting real close to being able to get out on the Gulf of Mexico. Very typical scenery here. South Waveland, another part I grew up in. Waveland, Mississippi, Claremont Harbor, South Lake Shore were all wiped out during Katrina and basically didn't exist. They've all been rebuilt since that time. And
Bay St. Louis.
I'm sorry, missed that one.
I haven't.
No sign.
I gotta make the sign.
Bay St. Louis. I didn't know they had that much trackage in Bay St. Louis.
Yep.
Damn, 1955. Sure. Right now, the line it goes through there, do they even have a more than one track?
What, at Bay St. Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a small siding. They had the.
No, I'm talking about now, today.
Oh, this is siding and a few tracks. This is where they filmed This Property is Condemned with Natalie Wood.
Yeah, I remember the scene with the train, yeah. Okay, and as you come around, and let me step back here to give you an idea, though. This is South Henderson Point. Oh, gee, we got to cover this. All right. This is the look on the inside area. The outside of the layout runs around. Plenty of aisle space, people. You know, again, great railroad from that standpoint. That depot right there, Henderson Point. I spent many a time waiting for the train at that place, because that was the place that my father's best friend had a camp. And this is you're right at Bay St. Louis there. And waited for the train there many a time in the morning to go to school. Freight depot, and this is Past Christian. Another haunt of my childhood era. Gulfport, just in Gulfport this morning. And that track running north there is today Kansas City Southern was Mid-South and then was Illinois Central.
Gulf and Ship Island.
Yeah, Gulf and Ship Island, yeah. Some famous railroad people there. Okay, then we come around Keesler.
It's a big depot maintenance facility.
And then we go back up here
To the Helix.
and we go into the Helix. Climb around and we come out.
No, keep going, look.
Oh, come out this way, Biloxi. Yeah, we East Biloxi, and I just watched the two CXS trains run across the bridge this morning.
That's nice.
Headed westbound into New Orleans.
Southbound.
Yeah, well, whatever. At that point, we're running east.
Oh yeah, it's east-west, but it's a north.
Okay. I think there must have been some maintenance going on, but anywhere we get to north and east Biloxi, South Ocean Springs, when you cross across Biloxi Bay, and the depot's still there. And Ocean Springs was the end of the commuter line.
Up until 57.
Yeah.
And there's the turntable, they turn the engines. It's total walk on.
And Ocean Springs North. So then we go here
Over the workbench.
over the workbench this time, not through behind it. Fountain Blue.
Come back, go, and Goche is your big creosote plant.
Goche, South Goche.
And this is the big modeling area right here.
Southern got the Lost coming this way?
That's a stoke. That's for Walter.
Yeah, oh, that's to make Walter Regal feel good. Okay. Okay.
The Goche is a big operation. It's a big creosote plant. It was built in the 1870s.
1870s.
1872, I believe.
Okay.
And it's right on the Pascagoula River. I mean, it's right on, just like you see here. It's like backed right up to the river.
It's got a lot of contaminated creosote.
It's all
Yeah.
fenced off.
That's one of the
I mean,
EP.
it literally, it backs right up to Pascagoula River right here.
That was one of the EPA big.
Oh yeah, it's a huge site. Huge contamination site. This is Watts, which is between Goche and Pascagoula.
And L&N, we got the maintenance away. And one thing about L&N, I can tell you, in all that area, you never ran out of log cars.
No.
Somebody always had log cars to be picked up and hauled.
A lot of pulpwood.
Yeah, pulpwood. That's back when we actually used paper. Okay. Watts, the end of Watts, North and South Watts. So you have all your,
This is the location.
yeah. So you have all your switch controls. Okay.
Everything's on the panel. That's opposite the switch.
Okay. And they're all run here by tortoises? Okay.
They're all torus operated. So
the dispatcher only sets your signals. You have to control your
it's all
things.
timetable.
Now where it's saying south Pascagoula, timetable and train north. Okay.
So a lot of everything's on the sheet.
One thing about this whole line for you model railroaders, personally, and as Mike, as you see on the layout, lots of places for bridges.
Lots of bridges.
Lots of bridges.
And then this Pascagoula.
Pascagoula, as we call it. Yeah, Pascagoula. Well, who's the line that comes in there now where you see all those tank cars stored?
Well, yeah,
Just-
Mississippi Export, you have Bayou Casoda, and there's a big Chevron refinery there.
Yeah. Because the yard was full when I went by. When we went over to,
Yeah, that's from that refinery
yeah,
at
take a couple of cups to restart. Okay, so we got plenty of track in place to put little train cars and to create a lot of activity here. I'm sure this,
There'll be a lot of tank cars there.
yeah. Well, the refinery and all that was there before in 55?
That refinery goes way back.
Okay.
Way back.
Okay.
And here's your big passing siding in Orange Grove.
So just to ask a question here, because I got a feeling you give the answer.
What's that?
We have a lot of the backdrops here where you use cutout scenery, which is very.
This is inkjet images that have been cut out and glued down.
But where'd the pictures come from?
Off the internet.
Okay. Internet pictures taken and printed out, cut out, and put up.
This is pretty much the same.
And believe me, since I just drove this morning, I can tell you, yep, this is the scenery.
Yeah, this is the Pine Savannah. It's right next to one.
Orange Grove. And I get
Mississippi.
Orange Grove, Mississippi, and it's a
It's rural. It's on the east side of Pensacola. Then you come into the state line,
state line.
Alabama.
The Alabama, Mississippi state line. There you go, pick on. And we're growing some corn. One thing Mike's always been big on, he's got pictures of a lot of the pictures from when back when.
Pictures here. What about Grand Bay here?
Grand Bay.
Alabama. A lot of red clay. All your roads up there, you can see nothing but red clay.
Yep. And Mook House. Mm-hmm.
Bill Williams farmhouse.
That's Bill Williams, the world famous Bill Williams going on. Great model railroad, died on an Amtrak train in Orlando.
Yep. Then we come to Theodore, which is really a lot of pulpwood. It's Pastoral.
Pulpwood and U.S. Army ammunition.
It's a big Army ammunition dump.
Oh.
At Theodore, it's a big Y. And I guess it's still there, I don't know.
I never.
A lot of red clay bluffs. You'll see up in there. A lot of exposed red clay.
Okay.
Navco, I'm sure that's a industry name.
Oh.
Then they had a industrial set out here, just south of Mobile. When you come into Mobile, at this time,
Well,
you have
this is the area now where the.
this is right around Tillman's Corner.
Well, yeah, but
on the south side.
that area, that industrial area today is where they're assembling the airlines,
Yeah.
the jets,
Yeah, and this is
passenger planes.
This is the infamous Brooklyn Air Force Base, which used to be a SAC base.
Yeah, that's where the that's where they're.
This is it right here, Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Brooklyn now is an assembly place for what's the airplane? It's done in Europe. It's the European airplane.
Airbus?
Yeah, I think it is. It's not Boeing.
Must be the Airbus.
Yeah.
And then this is the South Choctaw Yard, which is the first yard outside of Mobile. And the GM&O and the L&N both service that Air Force base.
All right.
So there's a GM&O line back there in the interchange.
Well, that makes life interesting for switching.
And then this is the coming up on the GM&O crossing. So the GM&O across the L&N. It's actually in Mobile.
That's a real long track. You can see there. It kind of ends. So
It's just a scene.
it's a scene. Okay.
Keep going to the left. Then you come out the Helix
In the helix.
and you come up to the NBA level. That's what the work crew calls it. You come up here to South Mobile. And you're coming into Mobile proper. If you want to stand up, you can see all the railroad, all the train cars.
Yes.
Most of that is bill of loose stuff. It's all that's mine, but it's all just going to be static. The main line's right here, the main line, the sidings.
Okay, we're not going to get into the discussion of how this is all going to work because he hadn't actually operated. That's where we're at right now. He's trying to get it to where it'll operate. So this is the South Mobile yard, and the large number of cars from Mr. Lou Schultz's layout.
And
Which-
bill, a lot of bills.
A lot of bill stuff. So, two of our model railroaders who went on to bigger and better things. Okay. So, part of the signal system here,
You can see up there.
it's all ABS. And the light changed at the top. Went from red to green. Okay, I'm coming back.
And then the north end of the yard is what they call cyber.
North end. Now, the sign up here, Junction City.
East City.
East City Junction. That's a little bit to do with the Southern Railroad and the CSX crossing.
It's down there, right there. At the
It's
bottom.
actually down here. Yeah. This is back in New Orleans. And we don't want to tell you that's the original sign that was on the building. In fact, if you look,
Put the sign on.
there's the sign right there. You're not talking about diehard people in model trains here. Okay, so then we come out of Mobile, Aladox.
Just keep walking.
Coming out of South Mobile, coming over here. And of course, this time we go over the top of the workbench, and right now the dispatcher's location, and we're up here. And we come out the other side to
Do a big passing sighting at
Big-
Aka.
Aka.
It's got to be an Indian name.
This is passing sighting.
Big passing sighting. The train's in a hole right now.
Trains in a hole.
And there's a maintenance away site up here with all the equipment and stuff. And here's the Tensor River.
Pensacola River. This isn't the bridge of the big Amtrak crash happened on it. No.
No, that wasn't the road. This is. It's a non-span. It's a non-span total.
And of course, a railroad in this part of the world wouldn't be complete without hurricane.
Yep.
And here's North Hurricane.
Oh, pulpwood. And Carpenter is probably the highest point in this railroad. 300 or 400 feet. Believe it or not.
Well, when you get on the other side of Mobile,
When you get over there, it gets very hilly.
yeah. If you, once you cross,
It's all what they call undulating territory. Up and down. It's one of the creeks.
okay. And we're here at Bay Minette.
This is where the Foley Branch went south.
Yep. Took a
Well,
picture.
another movie was filmed here. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was filmed with this depot. They changed the name to Gillette, Wyoming. And that's kind of interesting. So there's 2 movies filmed on this railroad. And you can see the pictures up there. What it looked like. And we come down to a Texaco job site, Texaco jobber.
And the branch line to Foley, Alabama, which I was in also this weekend.
And you can see from,
Perdido.
yep. And you come into the big town of
Atmore, Alabama.
and the Frisco crossing. Sign right there.
And that's overpass still there, isn't it?
Yeah, still there.
That's who use it. What
It's the, I'm not sure what the name of the railroad is. It's a short line.
short line runs it now?
And this is Atmore. This is what the depot looks like. That's an actual scale model. Matt Hardy built that. Most of those are Bill's buildings.
Yeah, I remember I was up here when they were working on it.
You see the guys with the tar paper on the roof he did?
Now, this building right here,
Which one?
the one against the wall,
That one?
yeah, the
Yeah.
model builders,
Uh-huh.
that's mine.
Okay. Cool.
That was all my stuff that I gave it. Here's another one.
I'll put it to good use. Yeah.
There's another one right back there. Good example what you can do with model builders, backdrop stuff that makes stuff look depth of field. Same thing with this. It's another one.
And then come over here on the north side is Clyde Williams Scrapyard.
Yeah, in memory of Mr. Bill. The Clyde Williams Scrapyard. And, if you knew Bill, that would probably all the parts right out of his parts box.
Yep.
It's another one of my background buildings with the power plant in it.
It worked out real well.
You got it, believe me. I sent all those things. So we're gonna come. We can't keep stopping and talking here because that breaks up the trend here.
And we'll come over here to canoe.
Canoe, tippy canoe,
Canoe.
canoe.
Which will have a depot. I'm building it out now.
Canoe's got a depot. Okay.
Yeah. And then farmhouse is also built.
North Canoe.
And then there's a long passing siding at Wabi, which is another Indian name.
Okay.
And you're coming into the big metropolis of Formaton,
Formaton.
Alabama. When you come into this yard, you're like probably 100 feet from Florida border. It's amazing. It's like right there. And this is where the line splits off and goes to Pensacola. The main line goes all the way to Cincinnati. Go through Montgomery, Birmingham, Nashville.
Okay, so that's the end of the road.
Yeah.
Formaton, Alabama. That's the end of the railroad, and it goes back. Trains, whatever, however it's going to work, will end up going back into staging, come out, so forth.
And you can see where it splits top here.
And you go back into the back, and it's a big loop coming back around. Okay. And we're restarting. So, little book, it's some of the electronics. Circuit breakers.
This is all EB1s and
Yeah.
AIUs and block detection.
Yeah, we got EB1s here.
Block detection.
Block detection, that's BD20s. AIU01s he's pointing to, and that's excuse me, put your finger back on AIU01. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Okay, that's an AIU01 NCE product. And yeah, EB1. Put your finger on EB1.
EB1.
Yeah, right there. Okay. That's two EB1s right next to you. And those are circuit breakers.
And these are the BD20s.
And that's the BD20s for his block detection.
This is the circuits Signalman S cards.
Signal man. That's what they're using.
That's the N node on the signal setup.
So on the Signal Man cards, I don't think from comments I've heard from people involved here, this would be the way to go in the future. Ran into some issues that they had to resolve themselves, and due to the fact of two people who were very knowledgeable, one in particular, they were able to figure it out. Some things that they needed to have in the system weren't there, and they had to create them themselves. So we're just going to say that another approach on that end would have been better.